It begins, motherfuckers.
Oh no, I'm on TP side, blowing up.
Shut up, Art.
No.
Look, there it is. Red Venom, Strider hear you. Wolverine, Strider hear you. This is some pro Marvel 1 action. With the Justin Wong and the art. Psylocke versus Colossus. Red Venom is completely stupid. His throw combos do an infinite. It's kind of hard to do though. I think it's actual slowdown in their game and not my stream. Maybe I'll have a little bit of volume. I don't want to hear Art's voice though. Wolverine gets nice confirms. Hey, Mighty Sandwich. There's so much damage dealt through chip. Raw tags are still unsafe. That did not combo. Or rather, most of it comboed. Heavy Tatsu. You can crutch it, right? I don't actually know what his punish is, though, because I think Crutch Fierce might get you hit. I'm not very good at stuff like this. I only ever play one character. So I don't know a lot of like character-specific punishes. Red Venom is a secret character. He has way higher walk speed and faster everything, like normals. Lower startup on everything, but is otherwise identical to Venom. I think he has another change somewhere too, or maybe several. Oh, his health is way, way worse. That is so much. Red Venom's health is bad. This is why the Strider, Ouroboros Strider, is pretty good. It's because if you actually get a hit with Ouroboros, you can get combo the whole thing, and then do like a combo from there. Just with efficient push blocking, it's so hard to actually open someone up with Ouroboros, but it's still worth all of your meter all the time. Red Parry is a lot of characters' response to Akuma's hard Tatsu, but it's quite hard, but the risk is very low. If you can Red Parry the last hit, you get a fat punish and it just destroys Akuma. You can see a lot of good players. Cruz always gets that Red Parry. Or I shouldn't say he always gets it, but he goes for it a lot. He always goes for it, and he generally gets it. And if he gets it, he gets a Crutch Fierce into full combos. Whereas if he gets hit, he just gets knocked over, and it's not very bad. Red Parry last hit of hard Tatsu was like what the pro would do. I wouldn't even say Strider Orbs are that good in this game so much as everything else is really bad. Strider Orb is the best super in the game, I think. That's not saying much. Akuma Ryu is... I think the guy's just good, man. Most matchups are not really... I don't know. Ryu doesn't really have any matchups to learn. He's just got, like, players to learn. Or rather, like, he doesn't have any more trouble learning some matchups than others, I don't feel. Like, there are characters with matchups that are really hard to learn. But they're all, like, bad matchups. Ryu doesn't really have any bad matchups in Street Fighter 3. I mean, if you want to give up, give up. Don't get me wrong. Red Venom has no health. He's still probably the best character in the game. Yeah, I bet anyone playing any character who was really good would make you feel like you had to fucking climb a mountain. There's a lot of ways to play well in Street Fighter 3. What's his face? Tenren. He doesn't play much like fucking pro Ibukis, but he's clearly good. Cruz has a lot of quirks compared to most pro Urians. Exotech plays quite standard. I play very standard. I play quite a bit like most of the Aura pros. Love that combo. The lack of bad matchups was definitely a factor for Vanilla Ryu, but he also had good matchups. And in general, his toolset was just way too... Like, everyone else had weaknesses, and Ryu kind of didn't. I wouldn't say everyone else had weaknesses. But, like, Ryu being as well-rounded as he was didn't make him more balanced, you know what I mean? When you're the only character who's well-balanced, that can just be... I mean, when you're the only character who's well-rounded, that can just be a balance in favor of you.
Damn, Wildwood.
A lot of people used to joke that the tier list of Street Fighter 4 Vanilla was S tier, S tier anyone who can show you can FADC Ultra, B tier anyone who can't.
What? How are you mashing?
Jesus, Kihara. They've been using that one. Yes, the infinite! Almost every character has an infinite in this game. That's Wolverine's. It's one of the easier ones.
Yeah, use a back row.
Oh, I dropped it. Most of the infinites are pretty hard to... Most of the infinites are either really hard to do or really hard to set up. That's one of the ones that's hard to do. But it's not super hard to set up. The worst character in Vanilla that still had Shoryuken FADC Ultra was probably Cammy. And Cammy, like, retrospectively, Cammy was quite good. But at the time, she was regarded to be low tier. Retrospectively, Cammy was probably, like, top 5. That's Red Venom's Infinite. Jump fucking something, jump strong into jump roundhouse, repeat. It's probably the easiest infinite to do in the game. If I recall correctly, you can set up from throw, but it's kind of hard. Dan was in Vanilla. Dan and Vega were regarded to be the actual worst in Vanilla. But then there were a lot of characters who were regarded to be weak who probably weren't weak. Really good example, Fei Long. Really good example, Rose. Rose maybe was a little weak. Nice. Goku was usually regarded to be weak-ish. Sakura was usually regarded to be weak. All of these characters weren't really touched between Vanilla and Super.
Oh, that's my joint. Oh, you what?
Oh, that was almost it.
Every infinite.
The Sakura bow, dude. I remember that.
Factor.
That was a cool little thing that only existed for vanilla. I've never seen anything like that in any other fighting game. The camaraderie was insane. If you played Sakura and you actually ran into another Sakura, there was a tradition that you and the other Sakura would both taunt. I remember Ryo Sakura was literally a joke. I mean, it was like a great Sakura, but it was just like, it was like, okay, this is what he's just gonna clown out. Like he's just memeing until like he needs to pull out Viper. And if you like couldn't beat a Sakura, then you were bad. And then it's like, well, actually, Sakura is pretty good.
No.
Very nice. Wolverine's kind of cool because he actually has 4 different supers and they're all pretty useful. Very unusual. All that shit. Viper's like a weird relic. They made something that like fully wasn't Street Fighter 4 at all in the Street Fighter 4 engine. Viper just like defies everything that makes Street Fighter 4 what it is. Her footsies are nothing like any other character, and like the way that she works with the mechanics are nothing like any other character. Like everything she has is just a free juggle state, and she's got so many fucking setups. She's like built by like a different character for like a different game. And she got basically no changes from like start to finish. The Viper we have now is very similar to vanilla Viper. Almost the same. Wee. Oh. That infinite mostly just exists to build your meter. Or I mean, if you can get it started, you do it as long as you can. Oh. Kind of curious to see which of the SF4 original characters have broken out. Abel made it to Cross Tekken, Viper made it to Marvel, Jury made it to Cross Tekken, Seth hasn't made it out, Rufus and Alfarte haven't made it out, Hakam hasn't made it out. Is that everyone? DiCaprio hasn't made it out. I think that's everyone. Jury also made it to Street Fighter 4 naturally. I mean 5. I just want to see like Art get the Venom Infinite once. Oh yeah, Rufus was in XT too. Forgot about him. He made it. I just said he wasn't. That pressure is just oppressive, and then as soon as he gets to connect. Yeah, Jury was definitely the biggest breakout. She's one of the best character. I would say, like, of Street Fighter character designs, probably Chun-Li is the best one, but Jury's like top 3. In terms of like original and creative, and me being like as objective as I can be. Chun-Li is hard to beat. Everything about Chun-Li is iconic. You got the fucking spiked gloves. Those are fucking spiked bracelets. That's pretty weird and pretty cool. You got the fucking buns. You got the fucking fat ass legs. You got the lightning kicks. You got the first lady of video games. I like Ibuki a lot, but being as objective as I can be, she's not a super interesting character. I wouldn't really call her like 10 out of 10 design so much as just a fine character. I think Chun-Li is 10 out of 10 design. I think Jury's 10 out of 10 design. That Fatal Claw. Bison is okay. Guile is pretty funny. I would say they both have pretty good designs. Ryu's is totally... and Ryu's... I feel like Ryu's is pretty good, but I feel like more than anything it's artistic. Ryu's design is minimalist. I think Ryu has a fantastic design, but like it's not the kind that like really leaves an impression. It's not making a sort of it's not making as much of a statement, or not like not that it's not making a statement, but it's not as like it's not, I don't know how to say it. Ryu's design is intended to undermine, or not undermine, but like it's understated. If that makes any sense. Oh my god, there it is. That's a different infinite. Red Viper actually has a Red Venom actually has a bunch. Oh. This is the other one. Thank God, art. Good demonstration of infinites right there.
What's up, Larry? Of course I'm mad. Hell yeah.
Dudley's design is pretty great, but I feel like it especially works on account of who the fuck Balrog is. But Dudley's design is pretty great. I would say it's one of the better designs in the Street Fighter body of work. I would say the Street Fighter 3 characters have maybe not more interesting designs, but like better designs. But like already Blanka is more interesting than anyone in Street Fighter 3. I don't think he's better. I think Blanka's a terrible character design, but I feel like he's more interesting. Oh, this is a stupid ass mirror. Nice combos. Did you just forget Vega? I'd like for Eagle to come back. His design is pretty weird, but not super interesting. Not like his character design, I mean like his gameplay design. But they could spice it up pretty well. If they gave him the Street Fighter V treatment, it would turn out nicely, I think. Fun fact, he has a reflect. DiCaprio also has a weapon, that's true. 2 weapons. Seth isn't my favorite character in terms of gameplay. I think he's pretty boring in terms of gameplay. But in terms of like story, and in terms of like personality, Seth is probably my #1 favorite character in Street Fighter 4. Seth is an interesting guy. And I like his wing quotes a lot. I like his backstory. I like everything about Seth. Seth is a really cool person. Seth did nothing wrong. This mirror is so stupid. You can see how hard it is for them to actually open each other up. I don't think Seth's gameplay is boring, but it's very phoned in. The pull is pretty unique, but that's like the only thing that's unique. But that's what they were going for. This fucking whack-ass mirror.
Oh man.
What's funny is when I played this game, my team was Wolverine Strider. I didn't realize. Well, I mean, I didn't realize that was a strong team. I guess I kind of realized in a very like indirect way. I felt like they were my best characters, and probably the reason they felt like they were my best characters was because they were my best characters, and probably the reason they were my best characters is because they were the best characters to play, even especially at a low level. Seth's kick thingy is totally different from the move it's based on. It's Hyaku Retsukyaku. But there's a lot of moves like that. It's just a combo ender. The animation is pretty cool. The animation on every attack Seth has is pretty cool. Seth has good animations. I like his twist on the spinning pile driver. I like the teleport. God, this game has really long seconds. I'm looking at the timer. Oh, I think I'm dropping some frames. I see my shit flashing in the background. I'm like pretty tired. It's 3 a.m. I think I'll try and be productive tomorrow and make some interesting content for people. Oh, will kill. I'm right about to stop streaming. I'm not gonna lie, one of my main motivations for wanting to finish Rising Up is because then I'll be able to really start working on other shit. Like this idea for a VN has actually geared me up to finishing Rising Up. How long it took for him to land there. If only because I don't want anyone complaining. It's like, fucking Baff, what are you doing with this dumb shit? Oh my god, this timer. You find it funny that his name is Seth, huh? I'm about to blow your mind. Remember Abel? Remember the Bible? Abel was killed by Cain, and Seth replaced Abel. Cain was jealous of Abel. Cain killed Abel. Adam and Eve found out. Something like that. God gave them a new child. That child was Seth. Diva's lower. I want to see this drop hole question. What truly awakens your manly instincts? Oh, man. Oh, shit. That wild card looking pretty nice. Yeah, that's it. God was being a total favoritist for no reason. God was kind of a dick in the Old Testament. It's almost like the Old Testament God was written by a bunch of different people who had nothing to do with each other. Cain was the first son of Adam and Eve. Cain was the prototype name for Seth, but rather famously, he's named after Seth Killian.
Not my joint. That's
Strider's sword is so cool, and also the way he stands is so cool. Some like deep 12-year-old part of me loves Strider so much. I feel like Strider has not a perfect design, but a perfect design for me. I mean, Seth's actual name is 15, which I feel like is a very appropriate name for a crazy weapon dude thing, for a science experiment. Seth just calls himself Seth. Seth's name is a number.
how you mashing that? That's congrats. It's like 80%. You mashed. That makes Seth not even want to go for it.
That smashing. That punish. Just Among's always ready. I'm playing against Saban, no. Just Among is playing against Saban.
No, what? Oh my god. Wow. That's my joint. Dead. The nigga's choke. Choke on him.
A business savvy child gets unlimited power. That is so much fucking damage. That's the problem with Red Venom is you can just die. Red Venom is like a reference to Carnage, but they didn't actually make a new model. Most of the DLC characters are references to other characters. DLC, excuse me, the secret characters. There's like an Orange Hulk, which I guess is a reference to, you know, Red Hulk or something. I don't know. There's a Gold War Machine, which I guess is probably a reference to Iron Man in some way or another. I feel like there's another one still. Roll is a secret character, she's just Mega Man. They actually did a lot of work for her. There's Lady, who's not Shadow Lady's fully original. There's there's like a Morgan recolor that's supposed to be a reference to Lilith. I forget what people call the Morgan. I don't remember what color she is.
More. Not 12 years later.
Oh baby, that is the sexy part of that.
Man up on me right now. I'm like, I'll save my life.
Naked Snake was right. Infinite. Card break to infinite. Eventually Strider rises too high, so he has to do a different combo. Or something. Shadow Lady is just or she's just Nash plus, or rather, she's just Shadow, who is just Nash. I mean, Shadow Lady's fully original in her gameplay style. The parts that aren't Chun-Li anyway. I have a troll thread I like to make whenever anyone brings up, or like whenever, every now and then, I guess. Where I say, how could anyone take Metal Gear Solid seriously when the main character's name is Solid Sneak and the main villain's name is Bad Boss? The gag is that their actual names are equally stupid. Ooh. You guys might not know this, but I'm quite an accomplished shitposter. I played quite a lot of Marvel 1. Marvel 1 is probably my fourth most played fighting game, if you can believe that. After like Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 3. No, probably fifth. Because KOF 13 is probably more. And Street Fighter 5 is more. But this is honestly probably my fifth most played fighting game. I played this game a lot as a kid. I had it on Dreamcast. I've always kind of wanted to play the Clay Fighters that's like got a super limited release. Clay Fighters 63 and the third director's cut or whatever. There's probably a ROM of it out there somewhere. I've never even seen gameplay of Arcana Heart. Or I think I have, but like, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I know that one copy of Clay Fighters is pretty rare. Clay Fighters, Clay Fighters. They were Fight 6 for Dreamcast. Sculptor's Cut, that was it. Advanced shitposting. Whoa. That looks like it would have a really good thread associated with it. I want to fuck that rabbit. Nitro Plus is a pretty cool game. If jacking off to furry porn every night makes me a furry, then I don't want to be normal. Damn, it's almost 4 AM. I gotta hit the sack like now. It's been fun, monsters.